Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Eldrazi Ramp on the play for game one. Go temp and pass. Yeah, hand would have been a lot better if we had a 7 of Ice spell a Rumble here. Rumble's a solid top deck. K command is decent. Well, we have a few hits off top. Arid Mesa pass and draw Sprawl. So in that case, we can go Stomping Ground, Shock, Talisman. Opponent's team can about the Talisman. Yield all. Want this Surveil land, resolves. And then Sprawl for green and pass. That means we have a uncounterable kicked Mycospawn next turn as it stands. Steam Vent Shock 17, unless you have Prismatic. No Prismatic, but looks like it might be Felia mana. To kick or not to kick is the question then. I mean, we can kick, but then we can't K command or return. This definitely looks like Jeskai. I need to remind myself, does Jeskai play Force Man? I don't think they do, but I do want to verify. No, they do not. How do I want to proceed here then? I'll play Ugin Lab, no imprint. Yeah, this also plays around K command, or basically only get a 3/3 for 6 mana, so. Well, it plays around Consign, so yeah, I think that's correct. End step. I'm fine kind of just sitting here building up resources because my spells, when they resolve, are going to be much better off by comparison. Ragavan resolves. Let's go to end step. And fire off the return. Rag down. Stomping Ground. We'll play the Cavern Souls, name Eldrazi, and pass. Next turn we'll fire off Mycospawn kicked. I guess we could do it unkicked ramp. Or unkicked ramp. Yeah, that might be the right call. Because I'm fairly certain they have Consign in hand at this point. March to yard. Yep. Because I want to hold up at least 4. Oh, well, that makes it easy. So in that case, let's cast Sowing Mycospawn. I'm going to tap that differently. So cast green. Yield all. Just holding back 2 for the Felia. Or holding back 4 rather for the Felia. In that case, tempting to go with either Sanctum or Commercial District to set up. I'm gonna grab a Wooded Foothill and Stomping Ground Shock and pass. Okay, they are holding up blue, so we're gonna hold up the K command. Sacred Foundry Shock. I mean, if you want to attack Felly into Mycospawn and attempt to flicker a Riddler, be my guest, I suppose. Because, yeah, they're definitely holding up Consign. Not hasting the Riddler, though. Interesting. That will resolve. Let's go to combat. Before you declare attackers, I'm going to fetch the Wooded Foothill and see what my top is. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah. I'll put this on top. And done. Pass. Let's see the Consign. I want to get it out of the way so we can resolve this Emrakul, not next turn, but the turn after. I'm doubtful this resolves, but you never know. Interesting. Do you have an Etham instead? Second main. I guess I'll hold back in case you have a Flage you want to play. And step warp. Interesting. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have the Emrakul. I'll go and attack to begin here. I think we want to be patient. I'm going to kick. And we're going to kick the Arena of Glory. Ideally, the search trigger will resolve, but they could consign both. Alright, gets consigned out of hand, so that's fine. Well, I did not need the tap down, mind you. Yield all. Yield all. Body will stick, and we will pass. Hardcast Rid. Hardcast Rid, they could have a Solitude in hand still. We're going to attack into the Riddler. Scouting turn. And draw. Alright, let's start by attacking into the Riddler. I mean, this is clearly bait. Opponent has to know that. Alright, down to 9. Play the Windswept Teeth. Yield all. Do you have another consign? Looks like you might. Hallowed Fountain. Shock down to 16. Which trigger do you counter? Ephem. Okay. That is fine, so I'll say no. And pass. Do you have a Solitude? There's the Solitude, pitching Prismatic. There's a Flage, there's an Ephem. Well, that is a tad bit frustrating, I will admit. So I could rebound the Quantum Riddler, try and find a Solitude, I suppose. That would be quite the Hail Mary, though. Probably about for me not to. Drop. Spell Snare. Won't cut it. Go to main. Let's first off and foremost exert this, so that way they can't do anything with it. I mean, we could Flage hit self. That doesn't do too much. We can just escape it next turn. We could Sanctuary, or Sacred Foundry Shock down to 4. It's tempting. I suppose at this point, I'm just going to pass. Unless, do you have another Riddler in your XL? You do not. Alright, we're going to pass in full. No attacks. And there's the Flage. Flage, Helix, Mycospawn. Yep. So you have a Spell Snare, 2 lands, and 1 unknown. Arid Mesa. So 2 lands and a Spell Snare. We'll take the 4 down to 23. We will fetch Forest Within, and let's draw into something here, eh? No reason to actually reveal that. I will pass. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We can play everything in our deck and then some. Surveil. So 2 lands, a Spell Snare, and an unknown. We'll feign that we have something here. Hasty Flage, doing hasty things. Uh-huh. So I'm going to take 10 here down to 12, then lethal will be on board. That's a mistake. They should have helixed both my spawns. Interesting. I mean, I guess it's the same damage. You gain life this way, admittedly. I suppose. So, let's see. What else you got? Fable. So I think that's Spell Snare land then in hand. Alright. Please, for the love of God, drawn to some threat. Some threat would be good. Alright, well I can... They have a Spell Snare. For God's sakes, man. Yeah, I guess I'll cast it. Spell... Opponent. I know for a fact you have a godforsaken Spell Snare in hand. Why did you not just cast it? What are you doing? Opponent just goes, oops. Yeah, that's an oops, all right, bud. That is that is an oops. How do I want to proceed here? Yeah, I mean, I guess I just get rid of everything. Spell Snare, Sacred Foundry, land, trigger. No reason to do so. I'm going to say no. I'll play the Sacred Foundry, shock it in down to 12. Opponent did mess up. That is for sure. Alright, opponent. You need something to put in yard for this Flage. So, opponent allowed for that to resolve out of fear of my second card. And this, friends, is why you always bluff. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. GG's. Yep. Yeah, opponent was worried about the follow-up card and chose not to. Which, I mean, doesn't make much sense because, like, Spell Snare is so narrow. But, yeah, they got hosed out by it. That's wicked funny. Alright, we'll take the win. Alright, so you want Hedon. We want... what else? Let's see. Blink. Blink, 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 blink. So... yeah, I mean, it's K-Return Heat. And I think that's it. We want Cavern Bog. We can trim a Rumble and then trim an Emrakul. Yeah. Yeah. This seems relatively good. We could bring in Bobble, but I'm not sure it's entirely necessary. Alright. That hand's hot garbage. Mulligan. Hand's a little bit better, but not by much. The best card off top is Lab, followed by a Temple. Now, mind you, that is 8 hits. A Sprawl would also be decent. We have 2 draws, 8 hits for our best 2. Fine. And pass. And draw. And that is not what I wanted to see, especially not with Ragavan sitting there. Alrighty. We'll pass in full. It's a Devourer. We'll draw. Yeah, probably should have mulliganed, arguably, but unfortunately did not work out in our favor. Also slightly distracted. Apparently my OBS got an update and now it's acting a bit weird. On the XL this time, a land. Would have liked that. We had what? 24 lands, 23, 21 hits off top just for lands alone. Draw. Well, I was looking for untapped lands, I'm gonna be real. I mean, we're not dead yet, but we're not exactly in a good spot either. And Hasty Rid, draw a card, smack me in the face for 8 down to 8. Do you have another Riddler? Double Flasion Yard on top of which? Yikes. He's a Thalia 2. Does Thalia want to flicker the Rid? Or just want to smack me in for 10? And I think racing to the bottom here is fair and reasonable, to be honest. You also could flicker the Fable, get another Goblin. That's actually not a bad idea. Sometimes I forget that I could do that. Yeah, look at that. They're gonna do just that. Well, now I kind of wish I kept that K return, but I still need a land off top, eh? Warp. And draw. Well, there's Misty, but I don't think it's gonna matter. Yeah, I'm gonna concede here. Yeah, the K return, funny enough, would have been decent in that position. All right. Bring back the Rumble, cut the Gemstone, run it back. Well, sometimes you play the numbers, and sometimes the numbers play you. I mean, I guess even if I had the K return, the Flay should have been coming down shortly thereafter, so that's not exactly ideal either. Granted, even if the K return resolved, likely they had something in hand to work around it. Alright, let's hope our opening hands are a little bit better, eh? Let's hope they don't have a turn on Ragavan again. Turn on Ragavan's probably always the hardest start for me. Alright, on the play for game 3. Yes, we can make this work. I will keep... I'm going to play the Temple on the off chance we draw into the K command. And pass. We do need to be mindful of Charmaw, though, admittedly. What we thinking here, opponent? Arid Mesa fetch 19. Sacred Foundry shock for Rog. Yeah. That is one of your better turn 1 plays. Draw. Lab's not it, so I'll play Commercial District Surveil. I'm gonna put the Care turn in Yard and pass, have it there for later. Next we're gonna play Windswept Teeth, fetch, Mycospawn, not kicked. Rog doing Rog things. It's a K command, we'll like that. Old Fountain, shock 14. Dampening Sphere. Well, that actually is quite annoying. Well, we'll play the Windswept Teeth. Yeah, that actually could put us into a little bit of a bind. Was not expecting Dampening Sphere, though. To my knowledge, they haven't previously played that. Interesting. Devour of Destiny. That's fine. Well, you have enough for Charmaw, but you don't play it. We'll fetch. Stomping Ground tapped. And draw. Alright, well, I am going to play Ice Till here because it does play around Consign to Memory. So let's, in that case, play Ugin's Lab. Yes. No imprint. We'll get at least one land drop here, since we played a land prior to them gaining back priority, so they can't play Solitude before I get a chance. Windswept Teeth, mill a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next turn will be 6. Rumble to Yard will pass. So next turn, what do I play? Myco or Chrysalis? Probably the Myco. So one important thing to understand about Ice Till is that you don't want to give your opponent priority prior to you being able to play your second land. So it's always best to sequence one land, cast Ice Till, play another land, which will then trigger Ice Till, giving them priority. That way they can't interrupt you before playing your second land, which is pretty important to remember, I would say. Especially with Solitude running around. But always good into just anything of cheap removal. I will sound like a broken record, but it all comes down to sequencing. Flage, Helix. Target me or target Ice Till? Target Ice Till. Interesting. Oh, fascinating. Yes. So, in that case, Ice Till down. Before this resolves, Stomping Ground tap. This is a mistake in my opinion. Ragavan will swing in. Yep, we'll pass in full. Down to 12. I want to Bajuka Bog that Flage out of Yard if possible. Draw. Sprawl. I'd like to play the Sprawl, but the Dampening Sphere makes that difficult to do. We could play Chrysalis. It is tempting to play Chrysalis here, I will admit. But I think the Mycospawn's right to get rid of Flage. So I'm going to play the Ghost Quarter and kick Myco. I'll get rid of blue. I'm gonna say either blue red or white white blue. I'm gonna say blue red. So there's a consign. Bajuka Bog or Cavernous Souls now? I'm gonna say Bajuka Bog still correct. Get Flage out of Yard. Ephem. Paying cost for Fable. We'll draw another Ice Tail. So in that case, I will go to combat. Attack. Play Eldrazi Temple. Now we could get rid of the Dampening Sphere, or I could get rid of Fable. I'm going to get rid of Fable. I think at this point, I really don't care about the Dampening Sphere. And sweep up the board. And pass. And pass. Next turn we can start Ghost Quarter looping. Paying cost for Charmal. Sure, Charmal does Charmal things. We have one blue up. Draw. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Leaving back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could theoretically play both Chrysalis and Ice Till. I kind of want to know if Chrysalis resolves before anything else. Oh, I need red. Chrysalis does. In that case, I'll play the Ice Till, trigger. And we'll go one more. Trigger. I've already played a land for turn, so I actually should... I should Ghost Quarter first here. We're gonna Ghost Quarter, target your Hollowed Fountain. Floats white. And Bone's gonna scoop it up, seeing that I have presented the Ghost Quarter loop. Solid stuff. We'll take the win. Alright, we'll be back for match number 2. Alright, we're back for match number 2 on the draw for game 1. I'll keep... So I kind of want to hold Sprawl in case we find a forest off top. I want to hold Lab in case I find a 7-mana value spell off top. I want to hold Ghost Quarter because of Ice Still, so I think I'm going to pitch a Myco, as strange as that sounds. We'll pass. Surveil. That's a bit unfortunate. I will play the lab. No imprint and pass. And pass. Thornfall Surveil. Opponent has previously been seen playing Prowess. A bit of a slow start for Prowess if that's the case, unless this Cutter into Bobble start. Cutter. Yes, a Bobble. Yep, that sounds right. So, Prowess. Yeah, a bit of a slow start. I mean, we're not bad. We're still ahead on lands. Bobble, target me. Would love to see a 7 advice spell. Temple. Both would be good. Draw. A little bit late for that. I'll fetch Verdant Catacombs Surveil. Might go to Yard. Sprawl for green and pass. I mean, next turn we could theoretically go Ice Still and start a Ghost Quarter loop, but right now we're playing behind on board, so that's not a good option in my opinion. Yeah, we're in a little bit of danger here. Red. Slick Shot. Bolt. Nope. Lava Dart. So triggers Cutter. So that's 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm not dead. Care turn here wouldn't be bad. Chrysalis would be good. We'll draw. Okay, so what I'll have to do then is go Temple Kick Mycospawn. Yeah, our hand just developed pretty awkwardly, unfortunately. And then Bajuka Bog, target you, go to that Lava Dart now. And pass. Three cards in hand. At the very least, they'll get in with a show off. I just need to hope that those last 3 cards in hand are bricks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 1 short of Emrakul at this current moment in time. Yeah, if only we had found that Verdant Catacombs like a turn sooner. Or found a 7-mana value spell. We'd have been much better off here. Bolt. So that is going to be 3, 5, 8 down to 1. So I need a sweeper here. And draw. That will not cut it. Trying to think if I have any out. So let's say go green, green, 1, 2. If I then Ghost Quarter mill, Ghost Quarter something, get a forest. So green, green, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. No. I'm trying to think if I could like somehow manage a sequence where I find Shifting Woodlands and Cyrus 7 Death. Could it work? But I don't think it will. Goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Leading back 1, 2. We then mill with Ghost Quarter. And then I'll pop Ghost Quarter, target a land. That will be 3. My second land would have to be Shifting Wood. That would be 4. So we would be able to activate Shifting Wood, but we wouldn't be able to block with it. So it doesn't matter. We'll concede. Unfortunate, but my game 1 against Prowess is pretty bad. So not exactly surprising. Okay, so Ice Still out, Ghost Quarter out. Let's see, Prowess. Ice Still, Ghost Quarter, and then 1 Emrakul. Run it back. Could theoretically bring in Bobble here, but I'm not sure if it's necessary or what I'd even cut for that matter. Alright. Well, let's see Trinisphere early. Will be good. Opponent's going to bring in Consign to Memory, of course. We'll have to play around that. On the play for game 2. Okay, well, Trinisphere and some lands would have been nice. Mulligan. An untapped land gives us an early heat. Sure. Pitch. Bog? Or pitch this. Opponent says, wait me 5 minutes. Okay. Well, I think I will pitch the Breaker or the Bog. Breaker or Bog? Breaker. So opponent says that they will need to step away, but I can still go through my turn. And then we'll pause. I guess now we'll pause. Alright, we'll be back once our opponent has passed back priority. Alright, and we're back. This is a weird one. I want the lab, but I also would love the Cavern of Souls Arcade commands. We'll take the lab, though. So we'll go Bajuka Bonk, target you, and pass. And pass. Steam Vent Shock 18 for Swifty. Down to 19. Yep. And draw. Sanctum. Talisman. Heat. If you want me to Jenna Growth out of the way, that'd be my guest. Fiery Islet. Casting. Slick Shot. And we're going to exile that and ramp. And draw. Chrysalis. Imprint. Ramp. Exile. This will be 1, 2, 3. 1 short of Plains of the Devourer. Select Shot down. And pass. And hold. Otherwise, would love to see a green source for Chrysalis. Paying cost for EI. I guess we just pass in full. There isn't much for me to do here. Steam Vents. Shock or tapped. Shock the 14. Preordain. Top, bottom, draw. Outside of Bobble, that should be their last play for turn. There's Bobble. Bobble target me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Bobble. Trigger, draw. Draw. Unfortunately, unfortunate, to be honest. They already know it's a lab, so no point in not playing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could play Devour to trigger the Sanctum, but I'm gonna pass. And Fane, I have something in hand. Paying cost for Corey Steelcut. Scouting Tarn. Fetch down to 13. Swift Spear trigger. 1 left. Bobble trigger. Yield all. Bobble target me. 5 down to 12. Go to end step. And bobble trigger, draw. Rumble. I don't believe Prowess plays Spell Snare, but I want to confirm. They do play it or Spell Pierce on the side sometimes. Question is, would they bring it up in against me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, I mean, I could very well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. We could play Rumble. And I kind of want to hold a spawn back, I think. Yeah, let's do that. Exile the Corey Steelcut. Do you have a consign? That resolves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna say no and pass. So no consign from the looks of things, unless you have Unholy Heat. Kind of rude, but fine. 3 cards in hand. Another Steel Cutter. I guess one benefit of the Rumble would have been that I could have potentially rumbled over a K return, admittedly. So it may have been more benefit to doing that because it would have been able to clear the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That may have actually been the better play in retrospect, rather than holding up the blocker. Then again, I think if I didn't hold up a blocker, I might be dead right now. Pretty close. Actually, yeah. If I didn't, I would be dead. Because I'd be down to 11. And this is 11 exactly. I'll block. Down to 5. We'll bobble trigger and draw. Yeesh. Yeah, me not finding any colored sources really hurts. Yep, that's GG's. I got nothing. Trinisphere's late. Can't play the Mega Spawn or Chrysalis. Yep, we'll concede. Yeah, we got variance there. We just saw 0 of our colored sources other than Cavernous Souls, and even then... Alright. Is what it is. We'll be back for match number 3. Alright, we're back for match 3 on the draw for game 1. Scouting Tarn. Fetch for Steam Vent Shock. Is it Prowess again? Looking like Zoo if I had to guess. Well, that's a little bit unfortunate. I really don't want any of this, to be completely honest. Well, actually, Lab is decent. We'll grab Lab. Yeah, Lab is probably correct, so we can get Chrysalis on board, especially if they have a turn 2 Sign of Draco. So we're looking for Chrysalis next turn, so we can block. Yeah, turn 1 Ragavan will always be the bane of my existence, I'll be completely honest. If it plays Ragavan and I see it turn 1, I am sad. Temple, that's fine. What you got, opponent? It's a Fairy Time Raveler. Well, aren't you a son of a... Draw. K command. Well, in that case, let's get rid of the Ragavan. So I will play Temple, Talisman, Ramp, Exile, Rag. And done. Rag down. And hold. Teferi plus. So it could be Jeskai Blink, it could be Zoo, I suppose. What say you, opponent? If they hold up blue, and I'm going to say it's probably more Blink. A dashed Rag. I'm going to block it. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. And we'll pass in full. I ain't letting you ramp. That's my job. Surveil. And draw. Shock. Red, green, colorless. Yield all. And on their end step, return Devourer to hand. Get rid of that Teferi. Unless they have a more palatable target. I guess if they hold up a blue source, maybe we'll hold instead. Depends on what they play. What say you, opponent? Yeah, more and more this definitely looks like Blink, not Zoo. So we're definitely going to want to play around Consign, Felia, Solitude, and the like. There's the Rag. Do you hold up your Steam Vents? If so, we'll take our time. Ping cost 4. Opponent's thinking hard here. Yeah, I'd love to see that blue source gone, so we can get rid of that Teferi. Ooh. And Flage? No. Opponent wants to do something with that blue. What is it, though? I guess it could be a pending to get rid of the Talisman. Well, they could also just tap the Elegant Parlor. There's the Flage. Okay. Targets. In response. Yodel. Phase change. Go to end step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Return Devourer to hand. I will draw a Myco Spawn. Well, now that's also pretty appealing. We don't need to worry about Flage just yet, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's start with a Rumble. Another Devour or another Myco. Devour's pretty good. We're going to start with Devour, get rid of Ragavan or Teferi. I'm going to say Teferi. They could have a Solitude still. Well, I guess. Myco Spawn or Devourer? I'm actually going to go with another Devourer. Let's go to combat. And swing at Tef. See if you block. Or if you have a Solitude you want to pitch. This will give me more choices available to me. Because if I pitch Solitude, I'll have 3 in yard. Then only 1 in hand. There's Solitude, pitching Solitude, exiling Chrysalis. Sure. I still don't think I need to worry about Flage just yet. And to exile Teferi or Rag, we'll get rid of the Teferi. And pass. And pass. There's a red, draw 2. Blue source down. Paying cost 4. Sorry, I just heard my partner yell an expletive, so I'm going to pause real quick and I'll be right back. Alright, and we're back. Where the hell was I? Right, drawing. Ooh, World Breaker as well. We love to see you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's start with combat. Attack. If you want to block, you do not. Sure. Tis a Sowain Myca. We're going to get rid of your blue source. And then Bajuka Bog, target you, get rid of that Flage. Play a Gemstone, and pass, and pass. Another Flage. Helix Mirror, Helix Spawn. Well, Helix Spawn, I imagine. Sure. Ragavan gets in. It's an Ugin. That would have been nice. And draw. Shifting Wood. We do have Delirium. Well, let's go to combat first. Against blink decks, or at least those with Solitude Ephem, you always want to attack first prior to casting if you can help it. I'll just Devour here. Actually, no. We'll World Break. Hello? Get rid of your second red source. Unless you want to consign the trigger. Play Shifting Wood and pass. And pass. Lethal is on board, as I can get rid of the Ragavan. Lethal's very much on board now, because we can Shifting Woodland for a Myco. Flage Helix me. Flage Helix Devourer. Do you have an Ephem? No. What is this? Bolt. Bolt resolves. Lethal's no longer on board. Though, actually, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, we're short 1. 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, short 1. Though, let's actually do Misty Rainforest, fetch, Surveil. Okay, command on top. In that case, you're tapped out with only 1 in hand. And 1, 2, 3. Yield all. Combat. Swing for 5. Down to 5. Once again, Lethal's on board. And what say you, opponent? Land for turn with 1 in hand. Arid Mesa fetched down to 4. Okay. Too short of Flage. We're gonna have 3 attackers. There's a mountain. And Riddler draw 2. Opponent skips it up. We'll take the win. Alright, we'll bring in heat here. We will trim on Rumble and on Emrakul. I guess Return is kind of mid here. We could theoretically trim Return for Bauble, but I'm not sure that's entirely necessary. There have just been so many times where Return is able to be a pretty decent sweeper even into this matchup. Clears Charmal, clears Rag, clears Goblin, Shaman Token, and Kiki Chiki. So, hand's kind of mid, but it is keepable. We'll make it work. Just need to hope for no turn 1 Rag. I want to go Forest first to play around Charma. I'd love to see a Sprawl. We'll pass. What say you, opponent? Surveil, no turn 1 Rag. Love to see that. I guess a lab would not be too bad here, because we really want to get Ugin on board. Verdant Cat. Let's start with the Verdant Cat and pass. And hold until end step. Could be Felia mana. Fetch. Surveil. Myco top. Draw, Forest, Talisman, pass. Flooded Strand fetch. Was I right in that this is Felia mana? Nope, no Felia. Surveil. They haven't cut Felia from the deck, have they? No, but only like 3 copies, and not in every deck either. Interesting. Okay. Noted. Ephem. You want to consign my talisman? I do have that blue source up, so it is an option. Force, pitching subtlety. Alright, we'll pass. I'll take it. I was hoping I was going to be able to play the other talisman and the spawn, but now I only get to do 1. So 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll need another land. Hallowed Fountain, down to 16. Flage. Fable. Draw. Ghost Court. I will cast MTGO. Grab. So I want to grab Lab, tuck Emrakul. And pass. What do you pitch? Worst case scenario here is definitely a Charmaw. Right now it only costs them 3 as well. Play should be fine. Keeps everything in hand. There's an Arena of Glory. Hasting. This feels like a Charmaw. One more. Yep, there's Charmaw. Hits the lab then. Unfortunate. I'd love to see an ice till then. We'll take the 4 down to 15. And draw. Sprawl. Red Ghost Quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need a land here. I'd like to get rid of both the Reflection of Kiki Jiki plus the Goblin Shaman. So I'm going to hold this return. And I guess I kind of will hold back the MTGO in case they have a consign to counter it. No attacks. Draw. Trigger. Beginning of combat. K return. Do you have a consign? It'd be fine if they can sign this, because then that should mean this Ugin resolves. Now, this Ugin resolves, it should be GG's, but they let it happen. I'll take 4 down to 11. End step, draw of 2 in hand. There's Breaker. So in that case, I'm going to go to combat. Cast Breaker. I will get rid of... Have a Subtlety, no Riddler. I want to get rid of the Arena of Glory, but it's... I guess no, it will be untapped. Yeah, we'll get rid of the utility land, yield all. Do you have Consign? And there's the Consign. Yep, we'll pass in full. Alright, we need a land for this Ugin. We'll pass land, 1 in hand, down to 7. We draw Talisman. Cast the Talisman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 next turn. A hasty Ragavan doesn't kill me. I mean, Flage kills me. Hasty Riddler kills me. Yeah, I suppose we'll just attack. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We could World Breaker and attempt a sweep. I mean, imagine they Arid Mesa fetch Surveil if they have another Surveil land to try and find Flage to end it. Arid Mesa fetch down to 9. And... oh, Solitude. Yeah, I guess I should have kept it back. That's on me. For some reason, I completely forgot about Solitude being a potential kill. I would have held back. I would have had one more turn and potentially this Ugin. So, no, that's on me. I was going through the list of potential kills, and for some reason, Solitude slipped my mind. I think because most part it doesn't stay on the board. But yeah, should have sat with Micah Spawn back for the Solitude. That way I could have blocked it, or they would have Solitude it, and then attacked in, leaving me at 3, allowing me to Ugin, exile, and to gain life, draw a card, and potentially win off there. So, nope, that's 1000% on me misplaying. Oofta. Alright. On the play for game 3, I will keep... I'm gonna go Forest Sprawl, Shifting Talisman, Talisman. I mean, it's not bad. Turn 3 kind of get to go off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. X equals 3. I'd love to see Chrysalis, Micah Spawn, Rumble. One's tinking pretty hard here on their opening 7. Either that or like tinking. Nope, logging down to 6. Yeah, definitely should have paid more attention the last game. Like, I knew I had Deflage and Rid, but for some reason Solitude just completely slipped my mind. Don't know why. Especially as you can flash it in, don't even have to haste it. Wooded Foothill, Fetch, Forest, Sprawl. Do you have a force you want to use? Consign to memory. That's pretty desperate in my opinion. Oh, it does set me back. Arid Mesa. Draw. Temple. Play Shifting Woodland Talisman. Does Talisman resolve? Arid Mesa fetch. Steam Vent Shock Consign? Wild. Pass. That's 2 consigns on a force already used. Arena of Glory. Ragavan Dashing. Ragavan will pilfer an Ice Tail. Would have liked that. Draw. Well, we did get our Ice Tail, admittedly. I will attempt to resolve Talisman again. Temple and hold. And hold the K command. Sacred Foundry Shocking. You know, 1 card in hand's Rag. There's Charma hasted. Just confirm it is targeting that. Yeah, makes sense to me. Ramp and scry draw. And done. Misty top draw and pass. We'll take the 4 down to 13, 2 in hand, rumble. I will play the Misty fetch for a forest. Do we want to rumble here? No, I don't think I do. Ice Till, Misty, Mill, and I will pass. I'll go to attacks. I'll take 4 down to 8. I'd love to see that blue source tapped so I can guarantee the resolution of this Ugin. I have 2 consigns already down. I feel like I'm in a decent position. Ragavan. Holding up the blue. Fetch. Solitude. Resolves. Commercial District, Surveil. Heat Top. And draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Short 1. Rumble. There's Emrakul. 5. So hold on 1 second. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Am I really short by 1? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, I'm short by 1. That's so unfortunate. Yeah. Well, no. So, yeah, Rumble makes 6. Chrysalis is 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, short by 1. So, I mean, we could go Emrakul. We can then heat... I think the Chrysalis is still probably correct. Yeah, we'll go Chrysalis. And then we can always Shifting Woodland next turn. Yes. This can block the Charma, can block the Ragavan. And if they attack all out, then we have lethal. Casting, Fable, Sure. Why did I say 7 types in yard? Hold up. Did I miscount? I may have miscounted. What was the 7th type? We already had land. Rumble would have been 6, 7. Oh, was I off? Emrakul is 7, so Chrysalis would have been 7. Okay, no, I still was correct. I counted Chrysalis as 7. Okay, cool. We're good. We're good. We're good. I was like, draw, temple. I mean, I think at this point we just go Ugin. Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So sacrifice 2. And Ugin. Ugin target. Yield all. Plus draw. Another Chrysalis. Our turn, comrade. Draw. Trigger. Oh, wait. Am I saying our turn when I'm thinking Emrakul? I'm dumb. I have Emrakul in my mind. It has clearly rotted my brain, but doesn't matter. Yeah, once Ugin hits board, it's pretty much GG's. But yeah, we were able to then Emrakul with Woodlands next turn, heat whatever they play, so we're in a pretty solid position. Good. Good, good, good. Alrighty. Well, we'll be back for match number 4. Alright, we're back for match 4 on the play for game 1. I'll keep, though I'd love to see a forest. Gemstone. Pitching. Mountain. I think this might be Ruby Storm, and I think we might be dead on turn 2, which is really unfortunate. Temple. Pass. And pass. Is it Ruby Storm? Stomping Ground, Shock, maybe? Nope, it is. I'm in danger. Cavern of Souls. Temple Talisman. And pass. Methinks I lose on turn 2. Show me what you got. Yeah, Ruby Storm pretty bad into game 1. Ooh, the new Final Fantasy card. What did you reveal? Piff and Medallion. Land for turn, Wooded Foothills. For pending? Nope, another Medallion and passing. Interesting. We'll draw. How do I want to proceed here? We could go Cavern Souls, name Insect, play Ice Till, but Jukabog their Yard. Is this until end of your next... play those cards until your next end step. So Piff is gone. Huh. Yeah, I think we still go Ice Till here. So, Cavern Souls, name Insect. Green, green. Ice Till. Bajukabog, target you. Yield all. And pass, and pass. And then next turn we'll Rumble. I think at this point we're looking for Emrakul. Land for turn, 3 in hand. I wonder if they're missing rituals. So we'll start with Rumble. And hope for the best. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Draw. I'm gonna Rumble first. Gotta be joking me. Find absolutely nothing. Grab a talisman. In that case, I will go with Wooded Foothills, mill a card. Fetch Wooded Foothills for a forest, mill a card. Play Commercial District, mill Surveil. It's a yard with you. Cast Talisman. Sprawl for green. And we'll feign that we have something here. We'll go to combat. Fetch down to 14, Surveil. And passing full Impulse. Finds Ral Piff. You could Piff for 2, then Impulse. You could Ral, then Piff. I guess you could Ral, Piff for 1 Impulse, but then that's probably not enough. You need additional land. There's Ral. Piff. Impulse. If I could just draw not into a brick, that would be huge. Because we can cast everything in our deck. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah. Wish and Impulse. Alright. Show me not a brick. Go. That's a brick. Okay. Wooded Foothills. Fetch Wooded Foothills. Forest. There's a Chrysalis. Even if I were to find a shifting, it doesn't matter. Wooded Foothills. For red. I think we have one more Stomping Ground in deck. Yep. Alright. Do we die? The fact that I literally have found nothing on my top deck. We have all the mana in the world on turn 4. Just nothing to do with it. Manamorphose. I'm just going to put a pause on end step. There's not much else for me to do, honestly. If we somehow get to our end step, I'll be astounded. Impulse. Another Impulse. And 2 Wishes. Yeah, it seems like it's over. Honestly, I'm just in awe of the fact that I even made it this far. Was not expecting that. There's the love song. 2 more Impulses. Impulse. Finds another Ral. I mean, they have Piff. Strike it rich. It's mana neutral. Strike it rich. Flashback. Yeah, we really were relying on a Rumble to dig us deeper, and we just whiffed so hard. Like, a K command would have been an absolute bomb. Emrakul would have been good. Myco Spawn would have been okay at best. Chrysalis is pretty dead. We wishing. What are you wishing for? You can grape. Actually, yeah, you can grape shot Piff, but then you're one short. No, you can't grape shot Piff. Noxious Revival. Interesting. Huh. Would not have expected that. Impulse. Manamorphose. Is it possible they die to their Ral? It's a non-zero chance. Nope, Ral flips. Unfortunate. Ral. Yeah, I mean, they should have enough now where they just go Ritual, Ritual, Piff, Wish, and then Grape Shot. So many impulse draws. Artist talent. I mean, at this... Yeah, I was about to say, please, for the love of God, just put me out of my misery. Just Wish in the Grape Shot here. I'm at 15. Just Grape Shot me, please. What is happening here? What? Oh, okay. There we go. Thank you. Alright. Oys are dead. Well, I'll just make it easy for your opponent. Concede. Alright, we're bringing in Trinisphere, Jailer, Vexing Bauble, Cage, Heat, Cut, Return, Ghost Quarter, Ice Still, Gemstone, Cavernous Souls, and what else? One Chrysalis, one Sire. Alright, put it back. On the play for game 2. It's a little bit slow, but we can make it work. We are a bit top deck reliant. We have a decent number of top decks here. Sprawl, Shock for green, pass, and pass. Question is whether or not we Myco Spawn next turn. Draw Devourer. I think I will. That way we can get to Devourer, actually. So, cast Myco. Yield all. So there is some thought to grabbing Sanctum of Ugin. The reason why I'm thinking Sanctum, because Sanctum can grab Jailer. The thing is, that would require us to make it to turn 4, which is, at least I'm a little bit skeptical of, but I think that might be the best play. Otherwise, we go Commercial District, Surveil. I'm going to Sanctum. And pass. Let's see if we can make it to turn 4. I mean, if they play Ral on 2, that'd be huge. We could Devour it. Arid Mesa, fetch 18. And Medallion, unfortunate. Draw, Emrakul. Yeah. Temple, Devourer, Sanctum, trigger, yield all. Yes for Soulish Jailer. Go to combat, swing for 3, and pray we make it another turn. Impulse draw, pending resolve, you have a ritual. Ritual, Piff, and Impulse for next turn, unless do you have a land? You have a land for the Writ. Yep, there's the Ritual. You could play the Piff to put it into Yard, if you have nothing else. Another Ritual, or another Impulse draw, another Ritual. So now you can Piff. I mean, now they should just win. Alright. Well. Yeah, we're just a little bit slow, even on the play. Like, maybe we could have mulliganed down to one of our hate pieces. But, yeah, they should win now. Because we see a Wish in Yard, yeah. Yeah, we're 1,000% dead. 1,010%. Yeah, our main hope was that this medallion was going to be a Ral, or that we drew into Trinisphere, drew into Soulish Jailer, or even at that point, whatchamacallit, World Breaker would have done it. Unfortunate. Alright, well, we'll be back for match number 5. Alright, we're back for match number 5 on the draw for game 1. Overrun Tomb, Shock 18 for Carrion Feeder. So this feels like Samwise. Counter Souls, Windswept Teeth Fetch for a Forest Sprawl red. And pass, and pass. We're going to try and ramp in this Ugin. Verdant Cat. Temple Garden Shock down to 15 for Birthing Writ. Yep, definitely Samwise. I'll take 1 down to 18. Birthing Writ triggers. Do you sacrifice the Carrion Feeder? It is part of your engine. So I'd imagine not, but you never know. Sacrifices the Carrion Feeder for the Cauldron Familiar. Okay. We'll draw Talisman Chrysalis. Yield all. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will pass. And hold. Again, we need to get this Ugin on board. Windswept Teeth Fetch down to 15. Overgrown Tomb Shock down to 13. Bowmaster trigger targets. In response, sack trigger. Always yield and resolve. Phase change. No attacks. Viscera Seer. So all they need here is Sam then. Sacrifices the cat for Goose. And draw. Not what I wanted to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Talisman, we're definitely living on borrowed time right now. Actually, should have sequenced this differently. Okay. 4 red. And we'll pass. And hold. Did you find the Sam? Or a GSC or whatchamacallit? No, okay. I'll concede. Okay, so we want heat. We want Grafdigger, Jailer. Could argue Magus. Though they can play around it, so it feels a little bit worse. Don't need Cavernous Souls. We can cut the Gemstone. I don't think I have a sideboard for Sam. I do, actually. Look at that. Sam, Chrysalis Breaker for... Why do I want Bauble? No, that doesn't seem right. No. K-Return, Grafdiggers, and that was it. So, Chrysalis Breaker. Alright, let's run it back. I guess the question is, how aggressively do we want to mulligan to interaction? That will determine a lot. Because, like, sometimes it's just fine keeping decent hands into these combo decks and top decking because we have a decent amount of interaction. K command, K return, heat cage, etc. On the play for game 2. Kind of awkward. We want a soul land. 8 hits off top, dig 4 deep. We'll keep. Bottom one goes down to 6. Reveal Devourer. Trigger. As much as I want that Jailer, I'm going to take the Lab. Play Misty Rainforest. And pass. And pass, as we do not want to fetch right now. Temple Garden Shock for Goose. Goose is fine. It's mainly there just to make the food. We'll imprint Devourer and hold K command, K return. I'd love to see a land off top. Soul would be ideal. Another Goose is fine. Actually, we'll go to end step. End step trigger. Prior to its resolution. Stomping Ground Shock. And K return. You will not be digging here today, friend. And draw. Heat. We'll hold K command heat. to keep their board clear so they can't make use of this ritual if at all possible. As much as I would love to hold this K command, I do need to go digging a bit. Well, I'll take it. Draw. Rumble. Doing so would mean that both both Heat and K command could be offline is the only problem. I guess I could sacrifice the spawn, yeah. That way at least K command's still up. Bajuka Bog, Ugin, and Lab. Kinda hate all of this, but we'll grab the Lab. Play Lab, Imprint, and pass. Hold up K command. And hold. Paying cost for another goose. The geese are on the loose. We're gonna go to end step again, and in response, I'm gonna scry draw exile. Or do I want to 2, 3, 4, 5. I will ramp exile. Keep the goose off the board. No birthing ritual. It's not allowed. Draw. Ice Till. And 1 and 2. Kick Mycospawn. Hit the green. White. We're going to grab a fetch. Opponent's going to scoop it up. Alright. Good stuff. I'm going to want Gemstone back in and trim a Rumble, run it back. Yeah, and trying to keep them off of a ritual is pretty important there, because then they're just top decking. And that is not where they want to be. They want to be able to just churn through their deck as much as possible. Yeah, I'm going to say, like, our removal package is definitely the most important parts here. Then Grafdiggers, Jailer definitely help shore up the matchup. On the draw for game 3, there's Cage. Oh, his hand does nothing much else after that. I'll keep it. Not my favorite hand, but it does stop Ritual. It stops their combo. So I think it is correct to keep. We just need to hope that we draw into some more action. I will keep. Opponent mulligans down to 6. Alright. Eroding Catacomb, fetch down to 19 for Temple Garden, shock for Goose. The Goose is on the loose. I will draw. Eroding Catacomb. I will play Temple, Cage, pass, and pass. This will allow me to play Verning Catacomb, Talisman, Sprawl to ramp. Underground Mort, Surveil, Barricade, and what this? Or not. Gaddock Teague. Kind of rude, but fine. Sprawl. Fetch. Forest. Talisman. Sprawl. For red. And pass. And pass. Okay, command's not great here, but that's the only thing that actually it hits, isn't it? Attack for 2, down to 16. Paying cost for Goose. Either they kept a mediocre hand or they have a ritual in hand and they can't do anything with it. Possible they also felt the Gaddock Teague with enough. Oh, looks like I need to call real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, and we're back. Let's see what we draw into it. And there's Sam. That's not what I'll say. Well, I suppose I'll play Z 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll play the Sanctum, to be honest. Or the Temple. Either Sanctum or the Temple. I'll play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Play the Sanctum. Sprawl. For this one's for red already. I guess for green. And I will pass. And pass. Are we dying to the halflings? Down to 12. Paying cost 4. Cauldron Familiar. Would love to see a K return here. Devour would also be good. All they need is some way to get rid of this Grafdigger's Cage, and they're off to the races is the problem. And there's Viscera Seer. Draw. Can I draw into not a brick? I mean, it's not a brick, to be fair. I will kick. What do we want to kick? Green, white, or black at this point? Not sure it entirely matters. We'll go green, white. It's down. Half tempted to do what? I want that commercial district to set up for my next turn. Let's go Wooded Foothill. That way they'll still think we could have a return. At least we're no longer getting beaten in the face by Gaddock Teague or Sam. I mean, they have the engine online. I'd love for this Cauldron Familiar to end up engraved so I can Bajuka Bog. We see K command off top. We have to pitch it because of Gaddock Teague. End step. Fetch down to 10. Surveil. Oh, Gaddock Teague does house Ugin. Wow. Oh, Gaddock Teague. Ugin the yard. Draw. Ice Till. Alright, well, let's cast Ice Till then. Play Verdant Cat. Mill a card, always yield. We have one more Forest and one more Stomp, but I can't guarantee I'm not going to mill over my Stomp here. I'm going to say Stomping Ground, tapped, and mill. And at this point, I will pass. No attacks. Scry one. Again, all they need is one way to get rid of this Grafdigger's Cage and they win. Oh, okay, put the bottom. I thought I'd get that on top. They found a land. Verdant Cat fetch. I think they play Lawbringer, which could also pop this cage. Yeah, that Ugin is able to resolve Ibidin off the races. What is this? Corda Calling? Boromir. Cast a spell if no mana was cast, counter it. Sacrifice gains indestructible until end of turn. Ring tempts you. Sure. Boromir's fine. Go to end step. Fetch. Stomping Ground. Tapped. Mill. There's our Ghost Quarter Loop. Draw. K command is a brick. Ghost Quarter. Mill. So let's just go Ghost Quarter. Target Temple Garden. Ghost Quarter. K return in yard. Would have liked to have seen that instead, but let's see her for next time. Go after Underground Mort. And fails to find. That's huge. We'll pass. No attacks. Cat's now in yard, so we can Bajuka Bog next turn. Puts it on bottom. And at this point, we pass in full. We got nothing. I guess I should hold in the off chance they sacrifice Gaddock Teague. Endurance hits my yard. Pitching what? Quarter Calling? Scry. Alright. Passing draw. Another Myco. So we're going to start with Myco Spawn. Yes. I want to hold up 2, so I guess I can just go 3 here. No more lands for you. Not allowed. And I think at this point I'm going to go Shifting Woodland instead of this last Ghost Quarter. And that way if we mill over into something of relevance, we can start attacking. Mill. Yield all. Myco spawn in yard. Annoying, but fine. I have played no lands for turn, I believe. The only thing that matters is the order. I'm just going to Bajuka Bog you now. Goodbye, Cauldron Familiar. And always yield. Alrighty. Well, I'll pass. What a weird board state. And pass in full. Draw. Devourer. Thank you, Devourer. So this allows me to devour Gaddock Teague. And 1, 2, trigger, Teague down. You can sacrifice with the Viscera Seer, that's fine. Opponent's gonna scoop it up, and we got there. Thank you, Grafdigger's Cage. We will take it. All right. With that, that will be a 3-2 record at the end of 5. Our losses were to Prowess and to Ruby Storm, both decks which I'd say we're probably close to like, what, 50-50-ish with? It's definitely not the best of matchups, but it's not horrible either. To be fair, actually, Ruby Storm right now I have not won a game against, or won a match against so far this season. But we have enough sideboard tech for it. We just need to find our sideboard tech. So, give and take there. But with that being said, that there will be the end of tonight's YouTube video. As always, if you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button. Comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback. Be much appreciated. For as much that I hope y'all learn from me and both my success and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you reached this point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button as we continue to grow this channel. However, if you want to watch these videos recorded live over on Twitch, you can catch me there Sundays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. CST and Fridays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. Sundays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. CST, Fridays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. CST for the weekend challenges. Otherwise, you can go over to my Patreon, where you can find me posting my videos there early and ad-free. With that being said, though, folks, I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye!